Yo, what up, y'all? We jumping into some more Back for Blood today. In this one, I'm going to give you guys my top 3 builds for Doc on Nightmare and on No Hope. So, to be honest, Doc, she's still an extremely strong cleaner to use. I personally, I use her a little bit differently. I like to melee on Doc, which is really fun. But, you know, of course, you know, we're going to have some healing in there. If you guys want to just be a pure healer, we'll have that. If you want to be more of like a DPS healer, we'll have that. Or if you want to be like a melee healer, or if you even want to do full on melee, we'll have some ways to do that as well. So make sure you guys smack that like button, hit that sub button, all that fun stuff. We're going to definitely be doing a lot more top builds for certain cleaners. So, you know, down in the comments, let me know who you guys want to see. I think the next one I'll probably do might be Charisse, maybe Evangelo. Not 100% sure yet, but jumping into the Doc. So this build in particular is extremely strong. This is going to be the number 3 build, which is going to be just full-on melee Doc. We are going to have healing in there anyways, so you know you are still going to be able to heal people, but we're going to be using a couple more melee cards just to be able to take down the horde. So like whenever you're playing Doc, I think the biggest thing is just survivability, because you know you want to be in the background, you want to be there with the heals. But, you know, with having all the healing cards, you don't really necessarily have that much damage. You know, so if there's not a melee guy on your team, if there's not a, you know, Hoffman throwing pipe bombs, crowd controlling the zombies, you know, if there's not a Tala, or if there's not someone that can pretty much take down hordes easily, you'll probably have a kind of a hard time playing Doc. But using these builds, it'll make it a lot easier. So especially with the melee, you know, horde gets called, there's bunch of zombies running at you. Instead of you having to run away, try to find the melee guy, instead of you having to, you know, back up and find a good spot or a good damage person, you can actually just take down the horde yourself. Now, in this build particularly, we're going to be doing Methhead. We got adrenaline fuel that we're going to be using our melee things. Now, with these melee Doc decks, it's going to be good for taking down hordes of little zombies. When it comes to mutations, I would definitely still back up, you know, pull out the shotgun, try to grenade them, something like that. I would not stand and fight a mutation on this build. But for just the hordes, the smaller zombies, oh yeah, this thing definitely dominates. So this is just going to be pretty much straight up melee. And when I say straight up melee, we're going to have more melee cards in this deck than we are in any other one. So we're going to have the Mean Drunk, Battle Lust, Scar Tissue, Face Your Fears, all the stuff that you need to melee. And then we're even going to have our heals in there. So we got EMT bag, experience EMT, we got poultice, we got shoulder bag. Now on this build, there are some variations you can do as well. So like for example, you really can probably take the shoulder bag out and carry 1 heal if you want. Or even if you want to take out numb. So you're not going to have as much resistance. You're not going to have that extra resistance on temporary health. However, you can throw in something like Ignore the Pain. You can throw in something like Vanguard. You can throw in the fanny pack, really, if you want to. You can carry more heals. You can add more heal cards. It's fully up to you. This is kind of how I like to do it. You know, you could throw that Ignore the Pain in there so you can stand up to mutations, make it a whole lot easier to kill them. Or, you know, you could just go with something like, you know, Vanguard. Or you could just stay with the numb. The numb is really good on the melee builds, especially on Doc, because it just gives you that extra 10% resistance, which is just going to make you more tanky. So I definitely like that build. That's my number 3 build. The number 2 build, this is actually my go-to healing build for Doc. So like if I wasn't going to do any melee and I'm actually just going to play it like legitimately how she should be played, this number 2 build is definitely going to be it. So the only damage card that we're actually going to use on this build is going to be Fill 'em Up with Lead. Now that card is so good because it doesn't really matter what gun you're using. So like if you're using a shotgun, using a sniper rifle, on this one we're rocking the Desert Eagle, which is really good. After you shoot so many bullets, you see down by Doc's life bar, you see that number going around in a circle. That's to fill 'em up with lead. Once that gets up to 9, you're doing another 9% damage. You have way more fire rate, and it also gives you reload speed, I believe. So that card is definitely goated. That's the only card really you need on the healing Doc deck. Now, of course, there's going to be variations. You know, if you want to get more pistol ammo, if you want to do more pistol damage, if you want to maybe make it more into a shotgun type of build, you can do it like that. But when it comes to healing, this thing is definitely the go-to. So another really important card that we're going to be using on this healing deck is going to be Miraculous Recovery. So pretty much each time you pop a heal, you have a 25% chance of it doing 100% of its effect. Meaning, you know, if you hit somebody with a bandage, you hit somebody with a med kit, you have a 1 out of 4 chance to just pretty much fully heal them with that med kit. So I definitely really like that card. Down in the comments, let me know what kind of cards you guys are using for Doc kills. I think ultimately it kind of comes down to how you want to heal people. So you could either do like trauma heals, or you could do like full temp health heals. In this one, it's kind of a mixture of both. And then in our #1 top build that I like to do with Doc, that one's going to be more of a trauma type of thing. But this one, we're actually healing trauma as well. So as you can see, you know, not only is those med kits going to knock that life back to full, but on top of that, you're going to be healing that trauma back, which is extremely important, especially on No Hope. Because what I notice, especially when I play No Hope, a lot of people really, they make their decks with so much damage and so much heals and so much speed that they're forgetting the fact that you need resistance to even survive in the first place. So make sure you guys have that resistance if you're doing on No Hope. If you're going on Nightmare, you know, you could take some of that resistance off, maybe go with more heals. You could throw in money, it's fully up to you. But as you can see here with the Miraculous Recovery, you hit yourself with that 100% increased effect is insane. You just get full life with it, so definitely like that card. So going with this heal build, we got the Run Like Hell, Mad Dash. Those are the only 2 speed cards that you need. Then we got Miraculous Recovery and fill them up with lead. Then the rest, we're just going basically all healing. So we got the padded suit for resistance, we got EMT bag, poultice, medical professional, experienced EMT. Now, again, like I was saying, on No Hope, you definitely need more resistance. So, you know, having that padded suit is good, but I would definitely add in scar tissue as well, just for the survivability. Now, one other thing you could do as well too, like antibiotic ointment. This pretty much heals people for temporary health. So if you want to do more of like a trauma type of thing, you can go with field surgeon. You know, if you want more healing efficiency, you can go with medical professional. It's definitely fully up to you. But this is pretty much how I do it. Now, especially on No Hope, I'm just really good at, you know, map knowledge. I know where to stand, I know where to go. So I don't have that much resistance on this deck because I'm usually pretty good at surviving. But like I said, you know, you can add in that medical expert, you can add in scar tissue, you can add in motorcycle jacket. You can even probably get away with adding numb on this build, especially if you're using antibiotic ointment, because the numb is going to give you that 10% resistance while you have temp health, and then each time you heal somebody with the ointment, that's going to give them temp health, and you yourself. So you'll probably have a lot of temp health using this build. So yeah, I definitely would think that's a good variation to do it as well. Now also too, what you can do, you know, if you want to be more of like a aura type of healer, you can throw in something like Inspiring Sacrifice, or you can even throw in Amped Up, which is always good. Also too, you know, if you really want to get fancy, you could probably do something like Copper Scavenger, Money Grubbers, you know, Compound Interest, something like that, just to make sure that you can even get the money to purchase the med kits. But if you guys are playing with teams, you know, you're on your microphone, or you're even using the text chat, all you have to do is let people know, like, hey, I'm a healing doc, you know, ping all the heals for me, or if you have a med kit, give it to me. To be honest, most people are smart enough to realize it after you heal them a couple times. Like, okay, this doc is on a healing build, let me drop my med kit for him so he can heal me. But you know, you still get those players, you know, they clearly see how much you're healing them for, and then they still heal themselves with their heals. Like, they just don't understand. So I would definitely, you know, jump on the mic, go in text chat, let them know, you know, if you have a med kit, let me heal you. I mean, it is pretty obvious, but, you know, again, there's still people out there that they don't let the doc heal them, or they find meds on the ground and they heal themselves with it for some reason. So again, make sure you guys try this build particularly. I really like this one. This one I go crazy with, like, for sure. And then the first build as well, that one's really good for Nightmare and No Hope. Now this third build, this one is like a kind of like a mixture of both, But I think this one is probably the strongest build, only because not only are you gonna have the melee, but you're also gonna have the heals, and then it also works really well on no hope too. So this is gonna be my #1 no hope build. This is the one that I use the most on Doc, and this is a trauma melee build. So you got motorcycle jack, you got your down in front, EMT, poultice, medical professional, all your healing goodies. Then we got the scar tissue, fit as a fiddle, face your fears, shoulder bag, adrenaline fuel, and Methhead. Now I know this one looks a little bit similar to the first one, but the biggest difference is we're going to be doing all the trauma healing. And then we also took out the mean drunk, so we're not going to have as much melee damage, and we're also not going to be using ignore the pain. So on this build, I would highly suggest do not challenge any mutations. Just back up, you know, try to shotgun them. Don't challenge them. This is going to be good mainly for just killing hordes. You know, if you're getting surrounded by just common zombies, this is a really good build to just kill those commons. And then, you know, your grenade guy or your actual melee guy, they can rush the mutations and just kill them that way. Now, another thing I was doing with this too, you could even throw on Vanguard, which is a really good item on Doc. So especially if you're doing, you know, melee, you're killing all the common zombies, anybody standing next to you is going to get that passive healing from you too. And that's just another way to heal your team. You know, so down in the comments, let me know how you guys run Doc, what kind of cards you guys use. I personally think, well, if you guys have been following my page at all or seeing any of the videos I post, melee is my thing. Melee is like the easiest thing to do on this game. If you want to dominate Nightmare, if you want to dominate No Hope, you know, if you're looking to get a skin, if you're looking to beat the game, get the achievements, you know, get all the trophies, all you have to do is melee. Trust me, it does not matter what character you play with, just melee, and you'll beat the whole game, no problem. So hopefully this video helps you guys out, gives you some insight on, you know, what I kind of use on Doc. Again, most people aren't doing like melee Doc type of variations. Most people are going full heal. You know, they got the copper scavenger, they got the, you know, all the money cards. But what I notice is, you know, you're missing out on resistance, or if you get caught by yourself, you're probably just gonna die because you have no damage. You know what I mean? So you can put every single healing card in your deck with copper and, you know, have 3,000 money every single game, but you're just gonna be literally dead every game. So again, make sure you guys smack that like button, hit that sub button. Again, down in the comments, let me know what you guys think, how you guys are using Doc. I've used this build on No Hope, Nightmare, ran through both of them, no problem whatsoever. And the cool thing is if you get good teammates, like you get an actual melee person like a Sharice or a Holly, and then you got a Hoffman in the background, or, you know, you got somebody that can actually take out mutations. Oh yeah, this is literally a breeze. Yeah, no, you'll just kill all the common zombies yourself. Anytime somebody needs a heal, you'll be able to heal them to full life, and you'll be able to heal back trauma, and that's really all you need to do. You know what I mean? As long as you can heal your team, as long as you can get that trauma back, that's really your purpose. And, you know what I mean? Everything else is up to you. You can kind of just freestyle with it. You know, if you really wanted to, you can go grenades on Doc. You know, you could do shotgun, you could do AR. It's mainly up to you. But as long as you have those base healing cards that I have pretty much on all the decks, you'll be able to do enough healing to get people to where they need to be and still be able to defend yourself. So again, hopefully this helps you guys out. As always, I appreciate you guys stopping in, checking out that vid, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
We need those weapons. Remember, securing the armory is your primary objective. You got lucky.
Don't worry, Doc.